I think if you compare 2024 to 2020, the fact that they didn't have COVID, they didn't have the crazy lockdowns, they didn't have the excuse to issue, you know, dictator-like executive orders at the state level. The variable of COVID not being there for 2024, I think, was incredibly helpful, and I think that was largely the difference maker. So I don't think any election will ever be smooth.
Mhm.
There's always going to be gamesmanship and people trying to maneuver certain ways, and we certainly had that in 2024. But yeah, I'm really pleased that it worked out the way that it did.
Well, I was surprised. I've said on this show many times that I was waiting for some sort of a seminal event that would disrupt his election. I think in July the 13th, we came very close to that,
Yeah,
but fortunately, literally dodged the bullet. But,
yeah,
President Trump said that make it too big to rig. And I thought to myself at the time, that's a pretty optimistic, maybe wishful thinking sort of a notion. Like so many outlandish comments that Trump makes, damned if it didn't turn out to be the truth.
yeah. He was exactly right, and I think it was just so big. He had so much momentum that there was just nothing they could do about it. And I think not having the ability to lock things down, claiming, oh, we're all going to die because of COVID, so we have to stop the election in the middle of the election. They couldn't make those claims this time around. And yeah, they just couldn't do anything about it.
So I don't know whether you agree with me or not, but as you know, I was very active in a lawsuit in Georgia against the Fulton Board of Elections. I worked on it with Bob Shealy and Charles Bundren and
Mhm.
Preston Halliburton, not as a
Yeah.
lawyer, but as a fundraiser and communications for 2.5 years. And we got a judge that ruled that we had made a prima facie case. He ordered the absentee ballots be unsealed. Nothing ever happened. He reversed himself on using standing as the grounds. And then the Georgia Supreme Court uh, unanimously reversed his decision. That case is still pending, by the way,
Mhm.
and the order still stands. I have zero expectation that anything will happen, and I don't see any value of it really, other than to prevent what happened in 2020 from ever recurring again. And there's a big piece of me that would like to see the reputations and the lives restored for people like Jeff Clark, John Eastman, Rudy
Mhm.
Giuliani, Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell. I mean, the devastation that these people were willing to go to wreck these people's lives is
Yeah.
just mind boggling to me.